Welcome to my channel. Thank you for coming. I welcome you and I only talk about hair. Conditioning is important so you can get the feel of your hair problems and then understand how to layer or conditioning the layers of damage. You need to be great at conditioning if you want to save your hair from damage. You need to know a lot about how your hair is damaged and why. If you don't, it's hard to cure your damage or heal. Now, a lot of people beg to differ. They say, well, hair is a dead appendage and you can't heal it. However, you can stabilize it and you can stop damaging it. You can also take care of the hair that's brand new so that when it becomes a dead appendage, because anything over 3 to 4 inches is no longer receiving nutrition from the scalp. So therefore, there is a definite dead appendage after that. But if it has living matter, which I believe it does, then you can stabilize that living matter and you can also keep it as healthy as you can. And that just, involves a little bit more about your body and your conditions that you're going through, lifestyle changes. But for the most part, you can do a lot to take control of your damaged hair. You you can control damaged hair if you understand your hair damage. Be willing to take your hair to the next level of wellness. It's important because you're living with damage that you've always lived with. And when you do this, you get used to it. It's a part of your lifestyle. So you put up with the damage, thinking that's your hair. But actually, if you protected your hair from the environment, your lifestyle, your health, and your eating habits, um, there's a lot you can do to help that just with deep conditioning. But if you can do that, protect it from those things, then of course you've achieved the next level of wellness. You have damaged hair because you do not know how to protect your hair. And so we need to understand our particular damage, but damage in general. What does it feel like to be moisture conditioning? What does it feel like once you've done that for a month, and how does your hair act? I bet you it will act a lot different, a lot different. So, to have a phenomenal hair, you have to be a phenomenal hair client. And I'd like you to take out time to answer questions for yourself and say, why? Why do I have this? Where does it come from? What can I do? So my last thing is condition, condition, condition. We just don't know how it plays a part in our life. It's not like the information's not out there. It's just harder to find than the information is being advertised. So everyone is advertising oil, and so everybody jumps on it because it's mostly advertised. There's information out there. You think it's new, but it's not. And then there's other information on the other side of the coin that may say why you shouldn't use hair oil. So we need to be a phenomenal hair client by being the one who protects our hair. That's what a phenomenal hair client is. That's what I specialized in for the last 35 years. And let me tell you, I've seen a lot. So I hope that my experience can help you because I am donating my time. There's no sponsors here, just me and the girls. Just me and the girls. All right. I want to thank you for sending your email questions to ditahair911@gmail.com. I really appreciate your questions, and I never get tired of answering the same question. I don't mind. It helps reinstate it, and it helps others who haven't heard it. So thank you for sending in your questions. So I will be trying to answer repeat questions, so that's okay with me. The big question for today is when two or more questions come in asking the same question. And this was a nice question. It was a little different from our big questions because it's usually directed towards a product or it's directed towards a type of damage. But this person wanted me to speak on why black women are wearing fake hair. Um, I like to say, I like to rephrase that question. I don't have your permission, but I like to rephrase it. Why are men and women of all nationalities wearing fake hair? Fake hair. It's the fad. Fake hair is fun, and if you spend $1,000 on your hair, 500, 300, I would appreciate that. I would say anything. If I have a bracelet that's $1,000, I'm like showing it off. I like it, and then they're fun, and then you also get the look that you want instantly. So it's sort of an instant gratification. Um, like I told you before, maybe you weren't here, but I grew up in Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, to go with our outfits. So I could see how, if you look back in the centuries, fake hair has always been worn. And I think they wore fake hair with the judges, right? So fake hair has always been fascinating and always have been with the cultures. So fake hair is not just for black women, it's for any woman who wants to have that style, have that look, and are enjoying the wig or the fake hair. Some people do it just for their weddings, but some do it so that they can go on interviews and they have they present themselves in the way they think is a professional way of doing it, and they get the job. So, I don't mind. And then there's Hollywood that tells us that fake hair is okay. And so that makes it even more encouraging because we follow the fake hair. I think we even followed the baldness. I think Hollywood had women going bald. And so there was a lot of women that went bald. Okay, so we kind of have a tendency to, lead to what is going on in Hollywood. So that's the reason why fake hair is being worn. I don't think we should say that it's, particularly with black women. Now, on the other hand, I do see ebony women having issues with damaged hair. I don't think they're any different than other women that are having trouble, or men. Their hair is thinning. Everyone, if you think 5 people and you'll think at least 2 that is bald or short hair. So, here again, it's not so much why are black women wearing fake hair, it's why has it become so common? I think maybe that's your question. Why has it become so common? And I just explained Hollywood, getting the look that you need, having confidence, so it's a lot that leads things behind fake hair. And here again, my clients want to fight for their hair. So they have a place to go, and that's what I do. That's why I started specializing, because I found out that women wanted help. Some of them were like, I'll wear the wig because I need to get to work and I want to be this way. I've got to go to school and I want to look this way. So, they wear it, but then they also take it off and they want to condition, they want to brush. So don't think everybody out. I wouldn't have a clientele or I wouldn't have had a clientele if everybody didn't want it. So there are people out there that are struggling, trying to find the answers to their damaged hair. And what's happening is that, excuse me, when we look at the salon, the schooling that we get with our certificate, there's not many hours of conditioning. We know of it. We know they teach us the details, which is good because they teach us a basic of how it works. We understand not the logistics. We understand the cosmetology understands moisturized hair and healthy growth rate. Okay, but that's why I had to specialize. I became a legal cosmetologist and realized that more research needed to be done in this area. So here again, the Phenomenal Hair Clientele inspired me by giving me all the information, not going anywhere else for years so that I could complete my studies. So it's been very rewarding to know that they wanted everyone to know that where there's a crisis in damaged hair. So you have to look at that too. There's a crisis where right now everybody is struggling, and that's due to medications. That's due to uh, stress, level of lifestyle, processed foods, how well you take care of your body, vitamins lost, understanding the problems along with knowing your conditioning. So you see a lot of fake hair, a lot of damaged hair, because we really don't know. What we're doing is we're stabbing in the dark at what conditioner will work and why it's going to work. We're not peeling away the layers of damage. So we're treating one side of the damage and not the other. We're conditioning from the way it's on the market now. You condition from outside in. So you need to do more at conditioning inside out, just because of, like I said, lifestyle, health. Our medicines have changed, so um, there's a lot going on. So you've got to understand that it's not so much that people want fake hair. There are some out there that don't, and they're struggling at home with nowhere to go, and they just watch their hair fall out. And so that's where I stepped in and said, you know what, let's see if we could do something. If there really is a product on the market that we're overlooking. So my curiosity started my research way back in the day when I was a family hairdresser. So so please don't feel as if fake hair is just worn by ebony women. It's worn by all women and men now. They've got the great wigs for men, and they're lace front right along with the women, and it's working for them. So I wouldn't say, oh, why is fake hair out there? I would say, why is there so much crisis and damaged hair? And why isn't there someone taking care of that? Why can't you go to a place that will analyze your damage and get to know you, keep a record on you? I did in my salons, and go through and understand what they see. I think it's because it took a lot of time. I put 35 years into looking and observing and working on all types of nationality. So if you haven't done that, then that's kind of hard place to judge. So I sit back and I'm able to peel back the layers because I've seen the damage repeatedly. And so my clients, like I said, helped me get through that. So we found the answer to damaged hair, and we found that you can take control of your damaged hair. You don't have to sit at home. But what you do have to do is be patient, wanting to put in the time and the work and to change your lifestyle with your hair. And that takes a little bit of a chore. It's an emotional growth as well as a growth for your hair. You're pretty nervous when your hair is in trouble. So it's hard to be patient. My first email question. My ends are breaking bad. How can I help them? Okay, now I don't know how long your hair is. You didn't state that. How can you help ends? At one point, ends is hard to help. They already are the furthest from the scalp. So if you have ends, if you have short hair and your ends are giving you trouble, you have a better chance of restabilizing those ends because they're still receiving nutrition from the scalp. If your hair is long, then it's a little bit harder to stabilize your ends. So constantly put conditioners on them. Constantly do your deep conditioning. I'm going to say that. The deep conditioning with moisturizer, applying moisturizer and a little mist of warm water really helps those ends. And you can do that 2 or 3 times daily if your product is delivering moisture, right? So that's what you're going to do with those ends. You're going to mist them with a spray bottle with filtered water in it. Put about a dime's worth of conditioners. And then you can maybe calm those ends down. Remember that the ends are going to give you trouble if you're curly. If you're straight, the ends are going to give you trouble because they have a tendency to ravel. So they'll just keep raveling, and you'll just keep seeing split ends. But you can always ask me another question about your hair. But for now, I would help them by one, brushing. I know. Dampen your ends with your conditioner and spray bottle, and don't don't use it when it's dry. Don't use your brush when it's too dry, because your ends will just be like, ah. So you do want to put a little conditioner on them and then brush your scalp, because what you're encouraging is the hair that's growing in, that's healthy and stable. And what you're doing is stopping the damage that you've done to cause those ends. So you have to change your lifestyle, change your hair lifestyle by doing more deep conditioning and applying the mini conditioners during the day. Okay, second email question. I have been bleaching my hair, my own hair, for years. How should I condition? Wow, I'm surprised you're able to get along with it that long. I'm surprised that you're able to keep yourself even. So my congratulations to you. You've mastered a problem that we have in the salon. The bleaches, they're here, they have me take care of it. So you're doing great in a way. So you didn't speak of any breakage. Deep condition weekly. You have bleached hair, so you've taken a lot out, and you've messed with the medulla that holds, or should we say the hair strand that holds the color. So you need to condition, condition, condition. So that's conditioning when you go to bed, before you go to bed, and that's conditioning with the deep conditioner once a week. I wouldn't miss that once a week. Keep your hair conditioned. You might not see trouble now. I don't know how old you are, but bleaching will always lead to depleted, damaged hair. So bleach, condition. Bleach, condition. Okay. Third question. My hair has broken close to my scalp. I still have thick hair with breakage at the scalp. You might have stress breakage. Stress breakage, I'm going to talk about today in Hair Facts. Stress breakage is very true. So ask yourself, do you have, what disease do you have? For instance, I'm a diabetic, so I constantly have to watch dehydration. And that's what you'll be looking out for as well. And you'll also be looking at whether or not your neck is stressed. If you're going through any neck issues, the best way to do is to help this condition is to calm down and realize, listen to your body, and realize, if you're not dealing with a disease, then make sure your muscles, make sure you don't need PT. Stress breakage is usually close to the scalp, but you haven't told me what you've done to your hair. Sometimes the hair breaks because you've done something to it, such as a chemical service, or you just haven't been deep conditioning. So what will happen is that the scalp will be strong because it still receives nutrition, but the ends are very weak and they lack conditioning. So it's hard for them to hang in there when you're not doing your conditioning. So change your conditioning habits. I hope we're helping you with that on this channel. Hair facts, stressed hair. I didn't realize those questions were together like that. Maybe I should have put that one first, right? Okay. Well, no, I think it's good because she just talked about stress hair. Let's go a little bit deeper into stress hair. Hair facts. You say keep your hair from getting stressed. That's always the best thing to do. And that's why we have brushing in our hair habits. That's why we have massaging in our hair habits. And that's why we have the deep conditioning. It also is a way of relaxation. Temples might be stressed. Look into your jaw. Make sure there's no locked jaw or a lot of speaking. Sometimes the muscles get very tired. If your eyes are always at the computer or reading, or you have bad eyes, that can stress your hair out. Your spinal cord can stress your hair out. So if you're doing something to your spinal cord, sitting the wrong way, not sitting properly at the computer or the car, then you might look into a lumbar pillow. So make sure your spinal cord is relaxed. I'm not a medical person, but from a hair standpoint, we know stress. And usually when there's stress at the top of your head, it's due to your spinal cord spazzing out. That's just one of the things I've noticed down through the years that's been quite common with stress spinal cord. So try to relax your spinal cord at night before you go to bed. Try to get some stretching in. All these things help. Deep condition, I'm going to say that, right? I know you're going to say, she's going to say deep conditioning. Yes, yes, yes. I hate to repeat it so often, but it's true. And truth is consistent. And I'm here to give you a scientific point of view as well as facts. So if I can do facts, I can, if I can have facts clearer for you, and then also represent it in a way that you understand how it applies to you, then I've done my job. So yes, please consider deep conditioning, calm yourself, relax. The hot tub is great for that. It says heat your neck or have a massage pillow or a heated pillow. Those are very comforting to help you go to sleep. Just make sure your body is going to sleep and will sleep as well as you. Sometimes our mind goes to sleep, but our body's like, so that it doesn't get the recuperation that it should get. Make sure you get enough sleep, and definitely drink water, and make sure you're not dehydrated. Dehydration is a problem, and it will cause stress breakage. I hope that I've helped you today. Please subscribe. It's free. I try to post every Friday, but if you have notifications on, you'll know when I post. I'll try to always give you better ways to condition, and I hope that today you've learned a better way. I want to thank you again for sending the email questions. They let me know that I'm not just volunteering this time and nobody needs it. I know you're out there. I know you are lonely about your hair problems, and I know you don't understand your breakage. So please let me be a peaceful ear to you and let you have some facts and sort through all this information so that you can say, I am in control of my damaged hair. It's a good feeling, and you feel you feel less damage, right? Let's see. I also am on Facebook. I have Dita's Damaged Hair, and then I have Dita's Journal. And Dita's Journal helps you get through your damage. Dita's Journal helps you have more encouragement about your um, conditioning, and hopefully Dita's Hair 911 will help you have hair facts, and that way you can kind of read them slowly. I usually post a picture and then a hair fact, or I post my callers' answers so that they can copy or print their answers out that I talk with them about. So I post those on Dita's Hair 911. So I hope you find both those a little bit more supportive. I hope they work well with the channel so that you can have a clearer understanding of how to take your hair to the next wellness level. Wellness level? Hair wellness? Well, you got it. I always say it. Thanks again for staying. Now, I want you to go have a better and the best hair day. Thank you so much. Bye now.